Hi, this is Lou with bodyandsoulreconnection.com. Welcome. Today we're going to be working on the energy of control. The energy of control has as its foundation the energy of fear. Because obviously, if we believe we need to control certain outcomes or control certain people, then there has to be fear involved in that reaction or in that choice and decision. I'd like to bring to your attention that today we're going to be working on something called shamanic energetic exchanges. We're going to be utilizing divine energy gifts. And down below in the description of the video, you'll find some links that give you more information of what we're going to be doing today. It'll give you information about energy blocks, the divine energy gifts, as well as a little information about shamanism. And shamanism just is a very pure and lovely understanding and knowing, which basically is that you and I have the birthright. We have the birthright to bring forth the connection, a heaven to earth connection, to work with light, to work with divine, pure, uncontaminated light creations and beings. We have the birthright because you and I are a spark of the divine. That is our truest and most ultimate and authentic nature. And because we are of this, come from the spark, the great I am, and we are a spark of the great divine, we can bring forth this connection and create an exchange of low vibrating belief systems and fears, distorted perceptions, distorted understandings, insecurities, deep emotions and judgments that are based on man-made belief systems and creations and cultural and societal things. We have the birthright to say, no more. I'm done experiencing these things, and I'm done accepting and believing these things that have been brought forth for generations and for eons, within society or within the particular culture that you are connected to. So this is what I want to bring to your attention: that when everything is in an energetic form, we may not see it, but think about it. If I say to you, bring forth the energy of anger, what do you have to do? All you have to do is go back to a memory that connected you to that experiencing what anger is, what brings forth anger, and you'll immediately be able to bring it into your present time, into your present moment, what it is to feel anger, correct? And all it is an energy, because that particular event or thing that brought forth that anger in the past is not happening right now in the moment, is it? It's just that we're able to recall that experience and then bring forth anger from that experience. So everything is in an energy form. Our thoughts are influenced by our belief systems, are influenced by emotions, old emotions that are connected to old stories, like we just talked about. Bring forth anger. You have to connect to an old story to bring forth that energy of anger, correct? So anyhow, today we're going to be focusing on control. And control, again, it has its tentacles, it has its foundation out of fear. And we're going to be focusing on two areas of control. This is something that obviously you're interested in processing and transforming and being able to free yourself from, we may hit some of the key roots of what causes you to cling to the energy of control, believing that is what's going to bring you fulfillment, that is what's going to help you feel safe, that is what's going to help you avoid certain situations, and so forth. Again, we may touch on it, we may not, but we will definitely touch on a lot of different aspects of what control is about. So one aspect of control has to do, again, with believing that if you're able to control your outcomes, if you're able to control other people, then your life will be better, your life will be more content, if you will, because you believe that, that by you trying control people, which a lot of times is through intimidation. It's through creating insecurity in others as well. It's through creating fear for yourself or for others. But what I want to kind of bring to your attention that you may have already noticed is that control is not a sustainable thing. At one point, people get tired of being I don't want to say used, being basically they get tired of your stories being thrust upon them. You may be correct. You may be correct in what it is that you're trying to teach, or you're trying to have that other person understand, or have them see your perspective or your way. You may be right. By what I mean by right is that your thought process may be clearer and less contaminated. But here's the thing. If they're not ready to hear it, and they're coming from a whole different perspective, they're coming from their own stories, the things that bring forth their own thoughts and belief systems, then guess what? You're not going to be able to control it for a long period of time. Eventually, things will implode, things will explode, and people will get upset, and you'll say, "What happened?" "What happened? What happened? I was only trying to help. I was only trying to do a good thing." And you know what? And unless someone asks you for your opinion, asks you for your guidance, asks you for your wisdom, then you know what? You can't really control things. You have to just allow for them to learn what they have to learn, just the way we learned what we needed to learn. So anyway, control can be within a work environment, or with interrelational close relationships that you may have. However it is that you are dealing with it and experiencing it, the bottom line is it is not effective for the long term. It will eventually implode. Then the other area of control has to do with avoiding something. And what I mean by that is, I want you to think back. You may not have this, and you may. If you ever think back to growing up, watching your parents, this is kind of happens more in our relationship with our parents. If you think back to a time when you were young, and you may have said this to yourself. So I'm going to start this phrase, and then you complete it. You may have said something like, "I never want," and then fill in the blank. So for example, "I never want to end up like my mom," or "I never want to end up like my dad," or "I never want to put up with," fill in the blank. Okay, here's the thing. When we make that statement at a very young age, then we're basically saying, we're basically in our future going to try to do everything in our power to avoid what it is we never want to experience. Now, that's fine, and that's great to identify what you don't want. But what I've seen with many of my clients is that they never complete the cycle of clarifying, well, okay, you know what you don't want. What do you want then instead? This is where the problem lies. And I have seen people fall into so many traps and have disappointing and very discouraging experiences while they're seeking to avoid what they don't want. So let me give you an example. If I say, "I don't want to end up marrying an alcoholic like my mom married." Okay, so I'm clear on that. And let's say that's where I end, and in the future, that's my goal. I'm not going to marry someone who drinks excessively. But I didn't clarify in a complete way that I didn't want to have a relationship with anyone who had any type of addiction, because any type of addiction will bring forth a lot of stress, a lot of complications, a lot of drama in the relationship. So I may not end up marrying someone who drinks excessively, but I may end up with someone who gambles too much, or who may be some type of a womanizer, or someone who is maybe addicted to chain smoking, So what I want to get you to understand is take the time and sit down and truly outline and clarify what is it that you want beyond what you're wanting to avoid. So this is again in the energy of control, because you're going to try to control in avoiding what you don't want. But the problem, unfortunately, is that if you don't clarify what you do want, you may fall in a very similar predicament with another addiction or another extreme that other individual may have. Or if we're not talking about relationships, we could be talking about a work environment. You may know what you don't want, but if you don't clarify what you do want in a different work environment, again, you may fall into a similar trap with just different dynamics, and they might end up being as unfulfilling and discouraging as the other experience. So I hope this clarifies a lot and gets us into the space of what we're going to be doing and discussing. And if you're ready to let go of the energy of control in the different facets that it may come, that it may be connected to you, then let's do this work. And we're going to do the shamanic exchanges. We're going to request what is called divine energy gifts. And these gifts, these literally are light gifts that are encoded with higher wisdom, higher understanding, higher truths, and allow us to bring forth different perceptions and different points of references, which then we can build. We can then be supported in making different choices and decisions that we've made in the past, so that then our outcomes also become different, okay, and more fulfilling, because that's the goal. More fulfilling and what is correct for you. What is correct for you and what is correct for me. Okay, so let's, what we're going to do first is we're going to open up the sacred space. Once we open up the sacred space, we're going to start the exchange of low vibrating belief systems and fears and perceptions and so forth, and we're going to surrender it unto the light. And we're going to receive these high vibrating gifts. We don't need to understand all the details, just know that they're going to support us in clearing and releasing what isn't working for us under the energy of control. And once we finish the exchanges, we're going to close the sacred space, and then we're going to conclude the session. Okay, great. So I'm going to ask you to get out of your head, connect to your heart, and as much as you can. You know, we don't need the intellect involved, because the heart, the electromagnetic field of the heart vibrates 5,000 times greater than the field of the brain. So that should tell you something. Trusting our gut, our heart inclination, our gut, our intuitions is where our truth lies, is where our divine plan and divine intention, we can align to and be connected to, so that we're basically on track of what the heck we're doing here anyway in the first place. So stay connected to your heart, and things will go, and make choices and decisions that align to you and are correct to you, and things will go so much more smoother than what they have in the past if we have tended to avoid and dismiss our gut and heart inclinations and our instincts and intuitions. So I'll have you close your eyes so you can really sense things and feel things. And I'm going to close my eyes as well as I guide you through this whole process. Don't worry, it's very easy and it's very, very powerful. I'll guide you through the process, and I want to also explain that while we're doing the process, if you feel some warmth or some cold or some vibration around your hands, around your body, around your chest, around your head, it's all part of this process. While you have your eyes closed, you may see colors, shapes, or you may just feel really very, very, very tranquil and at peace, very calm and relaxed throughout the whole process. However you experience the process is correct for you. And so here we're going to start, all right? So please close your eyes, and I'll do the same. And put your palms out, because we're going to receive the gifts in the palms of our hands. And then later on, I'm going to have you put your palms to your heart, and you'll be receiving the gifts in your heart space because, like I mentioned, it has a very high vibrating electromagnetic field. Okay, so here we go. We're going to open up the sacred space. Palms out, please. Heavenly Father and Mother, Divine Creator, the great I am, we come to you and we ask for the energy gifts that will open up the sacred space in its most uncontaminated, most undistorted form possible. We ask that all the light creations, all the light beings, all those that will stand for our highest good and support this work of transmuting and transforming the energy of control and all the fears and all the distortions and all the insecurities and all the belief systems that are part of the energy of control, that it may be transformed in its most ultimate fashion so that life can go on without these low vibrating energies that will taint the choices and decisions that are made. We now ask for the energy gifts to be placed in the palms of our hands so that the winds of the east, west, north, and south, and all the light dimensions in this dimension as well as in the other light dimensions come together to do this powerful work. Okay, just know that you have some gifts that are being energetic light gifts that are placed in the palm of your hands. Now put your hands to your heart and repeat after me. I receive, I receive, I receive. Just open your heart and let yourself feel and trust that this is only for your highest good. Great. Palms out and keep your eyes closed. And now we will start the first set of energy exchanges. Low vibrating for high vibrating light, encoded light gifts. Our divine creator and all the beautiful creations that are here to support this transformative work. I ask for the energy gifts that will open my heart and allow me to surrender every fear, every emotion, every belief, every story that is connected to the energy of control that I have utilized in the belief that somehow it was going to protect me, that somehow it would make my life better, that somehow I would be able to avoid things that I saw in the past that I didn't want to replicate, that I didn't want to experience. I now ask for the gifts to be placed in the palms of my hands. Great. So hands to your heart and repeat after me. I receive, I receive, I receive. Palms back out. I ask for the energy gifts that will allow me to trust in my instincts, in my intuitions, in my heart inclinations. I ask that I be freed from wanting to change others or from wanting to influence others in the way that I believe is correct. I ask for the energy to help me honor myself and honor my own journey, as well as be aware of honoring others' journey and their own views and interpretations of how to go about living life. I now receive the energy gifts. Hands to your heart and repeat. I receive, I receive, I receive. Palms back out. I ask for the energy gifts that will teach me how to make appropriate choices and decisions for myself based on what others choose to do and how others choose to act and the type of environment that others choose to create. I cannot control their choices, but I can make my choices based on what they choose to do. And I ask for the gifts that will allow me to have the courage, that will support me in having the courage to make the correct choices and decisions for myself. And the correct choices and decisions can bring about and will bring about my flow, will bring about my internal peace, will bring about other possibilities and other opportunities because I am not allowing myself to be stagnant and to be stuck in something that is not correct for me, whether it's personal relationships, whether it is my job, whether it is a particular school, or other aspects of my life. I ask for the energy of learning and knowing how to flow and honor myself and be honest with myself. I now accept the energy gifts. Now place your palms to your heart. I receive, I receive, I receive. Let yourself feel. Just trust. Palms back out. I ask for the energy gifts that will allow me and teach me how to bring forth greater clarity in what I want, what I would rather have around my life, what the types of experiences that I would rather experience. So not only am I aware of what I don't want, but I want to be very clear and define for myself what I do want and what I do prefer. And so I ask for the gifts that will support me in this clarity, in willing to look at other options, other perspectives, willing for me to allow other experiences, even experiences that are unknown to me, but that are for my benefit and greater good. I ask for the courage and for the ability to initiate in this form. I accept the energy gifts. Great. Hands to your heart. I receive, I receive, I receive. Palms back out. I request the energy gifts that will clear and release within any aspect and all aspects of me, within my cellular and molecular structure, within my auric field, within any level of myself that has deep emotions, deep fears, deep doubts that are connected to the energy of control, or the belief that I need the energy of control in order to keep me safe, in order to help me not fail, in order to fulfill expectations of others or to seek others' approval. I ask for all that to be transformed and released, and the energy gifts bring forth the greater understandings, a much more expansive awareness and clarity that I may not have been able to have up to this point. I accept the energy gifts. Great. Now put your hands to your heart and repeat. I receive, I receive, I receive. Palms back out. I now ask for the energy gifts that will bring forth any other high vibrating, encoded truths, encoded gifts that will release within me other aspects that I may not be aware of, aspects within my subconscious. And I ask that my subconscious be aligned to what I now want consciously, so that I can move forward in a very powerful and in a very clear and confident manner. So I trust that the gifts that are being sent to me are for my highest good. I accept the gifts. Great. Hands to your heart. I receive, I receive, I receive. Great. Palms back out. Take a deep breath. Keep your eyes closed. Nice deep breath. So we've come to the end of the energetic exchanges, and now we will close the sacred space. Our Divine Mother and Father, the Great I Am, and all the light creations from this dimension and from the other realms, and also if our ancestors were a part of this session, we thank you. We thank you so much for being part of these exchanges, for supporting these transformative requests. And we now ask for the gifts that will close the sacred space appropriately. We receive the gifts that will help us close the winds of the east, west, north, and south. And we thank you once more. We accept the gifts. Now palms to your heart. I receive, I receive, I receive. Great. You can open your eyes now. Another deep breath. I hope you had a great experience. Again, it could have been very subtle, or it could have been full of a lot of interesting things. Either way, it is correct for you. And just know that what you did today will continue to unfold and process for the next few days and weeks to come. I'd like to ask for a favor. If you would like to share your experience, that would be great. Others, it's nice for others to, supportive for others to hear what occurred for you. You can compare notes. Anyhow, that would be wonderful if you could share your experience that you had, or come back later and as things unfold for the next 3 to 4 weeks or so, maybe you can come back and share some interesting things that are going on with you. Tendencies that you tended to have that would get you somehow unraveled, or make you feel anxious, and so forth. If you feel that it's kind of calming down and shifting for you, or you've had some interesting aha moments, interesting awareness that you hadn't had before, great, come on down and share it. That would be wonderful, and I'd love to hear about it. So I do want to also then, before we close, bring to your attention that I have written a book that's entitled Divine Power, Divine Right, a guide to unleashing your inner light. And basically, it's teaching you at a more expansive level how to do the work that we're doing here. And in the book, I talk about my own personal experiences, and I bring forth experiences from my clients and what was going on with them, and how they were able to transform a lot of these energetic creations, and how things have evolved for them. But the main thing is to understand that this is a tool that you can use for the rest of your life. And it's something that you can utilize anytime that you decide that you're done with something, that you just want to close a chapter on a particular pattern or a particular way of thinking and believing and acting on, that you're just done with because you just see that it doesn't bring you the type of results that you really want, and it just keeps creating some level of drama or chaos. Well, these energetic gifts and connecting, bringing forth the heaven to earth connection is something that you can do for the rest of your life. And this book will help you truly capture how this is possible. Help you understand how we can work with the energy of our ancestors as well when something is coming down the lineage, because that is possible as well, and it can taint our current experiences. Anyway, the book is in a PDF form or in a binder form right now because I don't have a publisher currently. So I print it and I put it in a really neat half-inch binder, and you can have it in that form, or you can print the PDF and put it in your own binder, however you like. Either way, it's so powerful, and it can help you bring back your life and help you flow in the way that you want it to flow for you, not in the tainted form that others have expressed or that they have thrust their stories upon us. So anyhow, however you end up going about it. I thank you that you gave yourself this opportunity to look into this process, to look into this work. And obviously, if you want to have a one-on-one session in the future with me, well, you can look me up and we can do it via phone or Skype. I have clients throughout the world, throughout the United States. I'm based out of California in what is known as Silicon Valley. And anyhow, it is up to you. It is your journey. I honor your journey. But my desire for you is for you to make it as productive for yourself, as fulfilling for yourself. And if you want, as drama-free for yourself. But that's up to you. If you want drama, you can experience drama. It's neither here nor there, neither good, right, wrong. It's just an experience. Okay, that's what we're here for, just experiencing life. So anyhow, I wish you the best and thank you once more.